Welcome back, everyone. I am V Deprestior, and this is Dark Sun Shattered Lands. Okay, so what I've been doing is I've been just pretty much resting and then going straight to the door and knocking on it and saying, I want to fight. There's a few options you can do. You can call for him to escort you to the door, kind of like when you get called in. Or you can just say, I want to fight, and that will just immediately zone you to the arena, so it saves a little bit of time. So the way the fights work is, the better you do, the more the crowds cheer you on and give you money and things like that. And pretty much what I kept doing was I would ask for a fight, and then I would taunt the announcer so I can get more fights, so I can get more experience. I went anywhere from like 3 to 4 fights usually in a row before I would go and rest, and that did get me some good chunks of experience. I still feel like I'm pretty far behind on levels, but that's because of all the multi-classing I did. So right now, majority of us are level 3 or 4, depending on the class. Rin is a level 4 thief, everything else is 3. Yugi is only double class, not triple class, so her levels has been pretty steady. She's level 4 fighter, level 4 psionicist, and Sune is a level 4 earth cleric. You might also notice my gear's a little bit different. Some of the enemies you fight, such as the Silt Striders, was it the Goals or whatever they're called? Knolls? Zols? I don't know, one of those things. And the Renegades, they leave behind corpses that you can search. Usually it's things like leather armor and clubs, but some of them have slings and bone longswords. So everyone that's except for Yamame have bone longswords and slings. So this kind of gave me a little bit of extra damage from range. A lot of my fights I usually did things like entangle and then just fired my sling as much as I can. The slings of course only do like 1d4 damage, but it's better than nothing. Magic wise, well power wise, I should kind of explain a little bit about how it works in this game. Druids and clerics, when they go up to another tier of magic, they automatically know everything that their class involves. The only variation depends on what elemental sphere they go with. So for example, Yamame has a few different spells as compared to Sune. So yeah, if you compare it, you can see that they have slightly different spells. Like for example, Sune has access to Magical Stone because she's an Earth Cleric. And if you go to level 2 magic, you can see that's slightly different. And then Yamame is level 2 magic, since she's fire, tends to have a little bit more fire involved, like resist fire, resist cold, and flame blade. For the most part, the level 2 magics I usually just cast aid, but I do have things like Spiritual Hammer, which allows me to summon into into an empty hand a 1d4 plus 1 weapon. The big deal with this is it's a plus 1 magical weapon, which can help deal with certain immunities for monsters that you fight. We don't really need to worry about that in the arena for right now, but it is something to be aware of in the future if we're ever short on magic weapons. So yeah, both Yamame and Sune have access to level 2 magic as far as cleric spells are concerned, and like I said, I really only use it for aid, but they do get a few more level 1 spells as well, which help out. They have 5 level 1 slots and 4 level 2 slots, so I might as well just use the aid spells as often as I can. I also have access to Hold Person, which can paralyze, also Bark Skin, which can buff up AC. Yeah. Increases AC 1 for every 4 levels, so right now it just increases it by 1. It also gives plus 1 to all saving throws, which is useful. Now, the way and the way mages work is every time they level up, they can learn 1 spell. And what they can learn is based off their level. So at level 3, I ended up learning 1 spell from the 2nd level. For both characters, Sune and Rin, I had them learn Stinking Cloud. It's a smaller AoE than Entangle, but it has the effect of, instead of rooting them in place, it can temporarily prevent them from taking any sort of aggressive actions, which could be helpful if it works. One thing to know about, of course, the AoEs is the area that it shows, like with the circle, it actually goes further than that circle, so be careful about accidentally hitting yourself with your own spells. Besides that, the only other things to talk about is Psionicist. Now the way psionics works, or for psionic characters rather, every time they level up, they can either learn a new power, or they can upgrade a power to make it easier to use. So I picked up a few new powers with Yugi. I got Cell Adjustment and Displacement and Biofeedbacks. Pretty much these Biofeedback and Displacement increase your AC and reduce damage and things like that. Cell Adjustment does healing and can be used on other characters. It doesn't heal for much, but it's cheap and I can just spam it, outside of combat and stuff to get health back if I ever need to. Same thing for Yamame, but I didn't pick up that other spell. I also picked up for both characters. Oh, sorry, not for both characters. For Yugi, I picked up Disintegrate, which right now has a power rating of 13, which means I don't exactly have a really high chance of succeeding with it. It's about 65% chance. It costs 40 power, but if you can succeed with it and they fail their saving throw against Disintegration, which is the hardest thing to save against, it will instantly kill. I never had really good luck with this spell, but I'm going to try to upgrade it as much as possible and make this as sort of like an instant death ability that'll hopefully hold us over. Also, one thing I didn't notice is every character, even the non-psionics, have access to Mind Blink. So every character right now should be using Mind Blink. And I also forgot to reapply it. Sorry, I'm kind of explaining a lot of stuff in this video, but there's kind of a lot to explain. A few other things to note. If your character dies in combat, but you beat the combat, your character will come back at 1 HP. So as long as you win the fight, you're good to go. I did have someone go down because literally someone succeeded in charming Rin, of all people, which elves are supposed to be resistant to charm, and she beat the crap out of Sune. So some things to be aware of. Anyway, the reason I'm starting this video is I'm not really ready as far as levels are concerned, but I've hit a story point. I was hoping that calling for more fights like on my own wouldn't speed up the storyline, but it actually did. Now, one last thing I want to go ahead and talk about is if I go to the game menu and go to the overhead map, here's the layout for the area. Over here in the bottom, you can see the blue dot here. That is us. Any of the red dots are essentially NPCs or monsters and things like that. You can see the guardhouse is right up here, and we have a few options about how we want to escape this place. We can obviously try to muscle our way out through the front door, which of course is very difficult because the guardhouse is right there, and it includes things like a Templar and a half-giant and all sorts of fun stuff. The other option is you can break through the iron bars in the cook's room, and you can get to this little fountain area that's here on the bottom, and you can actually kill that guard there safely without setting off the alarm. Over down in the bottom left is like the head Templar for this place, and you can go and talk to him and kill him if you want to. And you can also go, north to here. About around this point, you're probably going to set off the alarm. But there's also the monster pins here, and in the monster pins, you can actually hit a button that supposedly will open a secret passage that'll allow you to go straight up to the sewer entrance that's all the way up in the top left corner. So the goal is to get all the way to the top left corner. Now, the story event that we're about to run into is we're actually about to fight Scar. Scar's kind of had his fill with us and wants to essentially attack us. One option you can do when you go and fight him is you can say, hey, let's join up. And what will happen is you guys will run away from the arena and appear down here in this little open area. And at that point, you're with Scar and the others and attempting to break free. The catch, though, is the moment you hit the center area and you're not in combat, Scar and the group will leave you. So if you can get in combat fast enough, you can have Scar and the others join you, but you're going to still run into the same problem because everything that's up in here in the guard room is going to filter all the way down here. And they have bows and spells, and yeah, it's not the easiest thing. So let's real quick go ahead and oops, didn't mean to do that. Center on leader, please. Thank you. So what we want to do is first we're going to go talk to this guy. When are you going to break out of here? Count us in. I'm Sune Kochiya. Glad to see you face to face. I'm Marisol. How do I get out of here? If I knew that, I'd do it myself. You can escape with us as soon as we get a plan, though. All I know is that if you knock on the front door, Kurzak will open it. thinking you're ready for a fight, I say we kill him after the door opens. How about we go south? That's as bad as the north. There's the Templar, lots of guards, and not much else. There's actually not that many guards down there. We could try it, though. I've never actually tried that route with this guy, though I don't know if he'll actually follow you. You're right, it's a stupid idea. If you get any better ideas, you tell me. So, yeah, one of the options is you can have him come with you to the door and try to fight your way out that way. Of course, it's not easy. I've done it before, and he'll just, once you're done with it, he'll kind of be like, okay, we're done, and leave you. Anyway, we're gonna go talk to Scar real quick, because I haven't really talked to him much. I saw you out in the arena. You know what you're doing? Sorry. I saw I saw you out in the arena. You know what you're doing. I could use you. What do you mean, use me? I have a plan. Listen, I can arrange it for us to fight each other in the arena. I know how to get out the west gate. They don't use it anymore. It should be lightly guarded. We meet in the arena and fight our way out. That's stupid. Look, kiddies, this place is built to prevent escapes. If you try to take the guards in the pens, you'll be cut down. Do you agree to my plan or not? I have to think about it. I'm probably not going to do this one, because I really just want to kill him. And also I want to go and continue fighting in the arena to keep leveling up. I have to think about it. Take your time. You've got until one of us dies in the arena, which is going to be the next fight. Is there anyone else I really want to talk to? Let's talk to the handler. Gloomy music. Hey, Trusty. I see you're still alive. Still no gladiators last long. Did I ever tell you about how I got to be the trustee? No. After a contest, I was escorted back here when a stalker broke out. It attacked the leader of the guards, who was petrified. I grabbed the longsword he dropped and slew the stalker. The main guard let me stay on as a helper here in the pens. Goodbye. Alright. I think it's time to go ahead and say hello to the guards. Summon Kurzak, I want to fight. I'm on my way, slave. Got here fast. Good to see gladiators so ready to fight. The crowd is waiting. Get moving. So, the reason I did this is just so I can talk to Slate Crusher here. What am I fighting next? I'm not sure what they have in store for you. I just hope your bodies aren't too heavy when I have to drag them out of there. Alright. Enter the arena? Yes. Alright, so main thing here is I just want to get mind blank on myself. Try again. Try again. You are not good at this. Come on. Thank you. I don't know why the power check was so bad for him. Or her, sorry. So yeah, I can actually do this with all the characters, and I really should, just to make sure I don't get screwed over. So yeah, everyone should have that spell active now, so that's good. Alright, let's go ahead and do a little bit more prep. I'm gonna go ahead and cast a bunch of aid spells. So that gives you extra HP, and I think it gives you, no, it just gives you extra HP, which is fine. And give yourself Bark Skin. There you go. So if I look at my stats now, you see 0, which I don't know if that's better or not. Let's 8 on you. Alright, a little extra HP, nothing too serious. Let's get going. Oops, I clicked through that too quickly. So pretty much it said this is an opportunity to fight the King of the Ring, Leg Crusher, or not Leg Crusher, but Scar. He's pissed off and wants to kill these guys. So that's pretty much the gist of it. Welcome, Beetlebait. You've done pretty well so far, but death awaits. The king wants blood for his pyramid. We could still do the option of doing all this stuff. Well, what are you waiting for? At this point, we either kill each other or team up, no other options. Do you want to fight or make a break for it? Let's fight Dirtface. To the death. Alright. I'm gonna go say hi to these guys. 1 down. 2 down. 3 down. This makes Yamame Kurodane king of the pens. And this was something else I was going to mention. If you beat a fight way too quickly, he'll just say, that was way too easy, and send more monsters. So, he just sent a bunch of these. So we haven't actually had an opportunity to look at some of these. So these are wide moles, that's what they're called. Down here, this is a Daggerin. This thing has a breath attack thing, and it could do psychic powers. This is the thing that apparently charmed my characters, and that sucked. Anyway, looking here, this guy has an obsidian longsword. I don't know what the difference between obsidian and bone, because it seems to still have the -1, but it's still... I assume it's better. And also, that little pop-up is just saying that Ren's getting the items, because right now, Sanae has too much stuff. Alright, so real quick, we're going to go ahead and get some spells going. I'm going to try Stinking Cloud right here. Now the thing that's really of note is this Defiler here. He's level 9, and that means he has access to 5th level magic, and that means he knows Cone of Cold, and that can do a shit ton of damage to your group if you're not careful. Well, a lot of times the way I handle him is by just doing an entangle, and he gets rooted really easily, and then I just beat the tar of him with sling stones because he doesn't have high AC because he's a mage. But I don't want to take too long with this. I'm not surprised the monster died. It had been sick anyway. It could barely stand. It was so weak. Okay, I tried to cast something, but it didn't seem to do anything. Such poor quality creatures, a child could kill them. Alright, he still can't cast anything. What a pathetic creature. This trainer would fight better. Alright. These gladiators are tough, aren't they? The crowd is awed by your awesome fighting ability. They begin chanting your name and tossing money down to the arena floor. Citizens of Draj, these pathetic wretches, sorry excuses for gladiators are only entertainment. Do not worry, real warriors will be fighting later today. So I think for this video it's going to go pretty long, but I'm just going to fight as much as I can, because we're about to hit the point where we're going to start fighting a lot tougher monsters anyway. And they will give you a lot of experience, but you have to be strong enough to fight them. So let's say some shit, shall we? I'm a real warrior and I'll prove it. So anxious to kill, are we? He would be pleased. Monster Trainer, another fight for our heroes. And right there, good stuff. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that going. Alright, good news is I think that guy can't cast spells, which is why I didn't get nuked immediately. So, main thing is kill that mage. Alright, that guy's still active. Not the best situation. Alright, we need to kill the mage first, so let's do that. Okay. Good stuff. Good hit. Oh, can't attack. Alright, we'll discard. My own stinking cloud screwing me over. Yep, my own stinking cloud is screwing me over. Alright, we're just gonna back off and let the effect wear off. It lasts 2 to 5 rounds, so it's a bit of a duration. Can't attack? Okay. We'll back off. Oh, actually it wore off the moment I left it. Alright, that wore off. Alright, gained a whole bunch of levels, that's good. Alright, keep taunting. We're not even sweating yet. Alright, real quick, we're gonna pick up all this money. We'll go ahead and pop the stinking cloud. In just a bit. I'm gonna grab this armor, because it's worth something. Or try to, anyway. It's worth like 10 copper each, which, you know, that adds up eventually, someday. Alright. There we go. Okay, so what we need to do next is we're going to open with another spell. We only had one first, second level mage spell, unfortunately. Also, as far as our levels are concerned, we all gained essentially fighter levels, it looks like. Ooh, and a druid level. That's nice. Okay, well, we'll keep this going. Current spell effects. Extra hit points is still active. Extra hit points in Bark Skin. Protection from missiles is also active. Looks like the Psionic Mind Blank wore off, which, you know what, it's easy enough to reapply, so I might as well reapply it right now. Come on, there we go. Just so I don't get, you know, psychic to the ground. Alright. And right now we're only down 1 HP. Good, go us. Alright, let's, it looks like some of our spells are worn off again, though, but that's okay. Alright, so what we need to do now is get this active. So I was trying to fire, but I was already moving, and you can't tell them to fire once you start doing that stuff. Okay, caster's down. So you might notice that sometimes I attack twice and sometimes I attack 4 times, and that has to do with the whole every other turn attack rate thing. take a little bit of damage. Oh, got hit with, I think that was Detonate. Kinda nice that they actually have cheering crowds and stuff. That's stuff I didn't really notice the first time I played. Alright, once again, more money. Look at the bodies if you want, it won't help you, you'll still die. Yeah, we'll just keep taunting. Want another fight again now. Alright, so we moved far enough left that now they're spawning on the other side. Which is kind of what I wanted anyway, even though I don't have any more stinking clouds. By the way, this is the only D&D game that I've actually cast Stinking Cloud with, because usually most people are all about Fireball and stuff, because Stinking Cloud is like 3rd level, not 2nd level. That's okay. So over here we got some new enemies, including a half giant. That's new. So 2 screaming beetles and this thing, which is too far away to look at. So that's a Dune Reaper, they can hit pretty hard. That's a guard, that's all that is. And that's a Screamer Beetle. So we're gonna go ahead and just open up on this guy. Yeah, so these things hurt, by the way. Okay, that guy's down. And he had only clubs. Question is, can I reach you? Almost. Sir, we'll guard. Okay, takes care of him. So I'm down to 13 HP on Ren. Could have been worse though. Yep, we're just gonna keep taunting. So we got some Odiugs, or however you should pronounce it, and some porcupine things that I don't remember what they're called. Oh, I have no line of sight. Problem solved. Alright. That extra hit points is long since gone. So what we're going to do here real quick is... Actually, no, we don't want that. We want to do Scion Assist. That is some loud sound effects. Let me see what the sound setting preference is. Do that. Power check failed, that's fine. So yeah, it costs only 5 each. Heals just for a little bit. But it's better than nothing. Okay, takes care of that. And then I can do the same with you. Actually, we don't really need it right now. Whatever. We'll just give it to her. Okay, cool. So, real quick. So I'll probably try to keep going as much as possible, but I think after this fight I'll go ahead and call it a video. I'm hoping to at least hit 5th level. I don't know how far I'll go. Like I mentioned before, max level is 9, and right now we're still at the beginning of the game, so... Alright, that was, that stone spell. Okay, that's a shrine, by the way. I don't recall if it had anything too fancy. It's level 6 though, so I guess it can be somewhat difficult to fight. You can very quickly hit max level if you are single class in the arena, because you just literally steamroll everything. Like I said, the way I beat the game was I had 3 half-giant gladiators, and just one multi-class half-elf that had a bunch of that handled all the spells and thievery and all that nonsense. Yep, this thing's dead. Gained a level. Alright, so yeah, this is how the psionic stuff works. You pick 2 powers. So I'm going to pick Disintegrate, and then I'm going to go ahead and upgrade Disintegrate. That is... I was gonna say I was gonna let the video pass, but that enemy there... That's a red slad. This might be a problem. Alright, because slads I believe have, you need a fancier weapon to actually do anything with. Alright, so what we're gonna do... We do have a cleric, and what I'm gonna do is first view character, view inventory. While we're at it, let's go ahead and give her the obsidian longsword, not that it makes a difference. Yeah, it literally makes no difference. And we're gonna go ahead and unequip... Why do I have clubs? These things are literally worthless. We don't need clubs anymore. We'll drop that sword. Anyone else have clubs or anything useless? Okay, looks like we're good to go. Alright, so what we're going to do here is... I'm going to have Sene cast that Spiritual Hammer spell. Okay, and then with that, I'm also going to cast Shield on yourself, and then you're going to cast Biofeedback on yourself, and that should make you have -2 AC. And as you can see, I have a Spiritual Hammer. It does 1d4, but it's also +1, so hopefully it'll be enough to harm a slad, because if not, we may be in some trouble. Actually... Okay, so I can't unequip that eye weapon, unfortunately. Alright, good to know. Also, we have 590 coins by now. Okay, anything else we want to mess around with? I can cast Magic Missile, if I really want to. Yeah, go ahead and cast that on her. Could have been better. It's 2 down. I'm gonna go ahead and just guard in place. Here comes the slot. 11 damage. Okay, could have been worse. So I don't know if this thing's resistant. Okay, it's not. Okay, so I don't need to worry about magic. I was not sure about red slots. I know death slots are an entirely different thing. Alright, and we hit level 4 wizard with Sune. So I can learn another spell from second level. I can also pick up level 1 spells if I really want to, but there really isn't a reason. Because I already wear armor. Enlarge might be interesting to pick up. But for right now, let's what do I want to pick up? Creates 1 to 4 illusionary duplicates of the caster to draw off attacks. I think that might be what I want, so I can survive longer in melee. Okay, she also leveled up, and I'll go ahead and pick up the same spell. Well, let's pick up something different for her. Flaming Sphere is actually a bit different in this game. It's an AoE spell. Not exactly the best AoE spell, though. Increase strength by 1 to 8 points. You know, is it only the caster? Target. Okay, we'll learn strength. Max strength is 24, of course. Seem to have fight in them. Even a wounded rat will fight if cornered. Yeah, we'll keep yelling at the announcer. Call me a rat again, you'll pay. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this money real quick. And I'm just gonna keep going until I can get out of here. So, I am The Depressed Hero, and this was Dark Sun Shattered Lands. See you guys later.